Have you ever wondered if your daily eggs could be doing more harm than good? What if those simple breakfast habits you've had for years are putting your health at risk? It might be hard to believe, but the way you prepare, store, and cook eggs can make all the difference between a nutritious meal and one that could be secretly sabotaging your health. In today's video, we're diving deep into 5 common mistakes that can turn your eggs from a superfood into a hidden danger. By watching until the end, you'll discover simple yet powerful changes that can make your eggs safer and more beneficial. From overcooking to raw egg risks, improper storage, and choosing the wrong oils, we'll cover everything you need to know to continue enjoying eggs without worrying about potential health pitfalls. Plus, we'll share real-life examples of people just like you who made small adjustments and felt the difference almost instantly. Don't miss out on the chance to unlock the full health benefits of eggs. This is the kind of knowledge that could change the way you cook and feel every day. So, stay tuned and learn how to make your eggs a safe, nutritious part of your daily routine. You'll thank yourself later. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Overcooking eggs. One of the most devastating mistakes many people unknowingly make when preparing eggs is overcooking them. Eggs are a powerhouse of nutrition, packed with high-quality protein, healthy fats, and essential vitamins. However, cooking them at too high of a temperature can cause a significant breakdown in their delicate structure, transforming them from a nutritional treasure to a potential health risk. Whether it's frying them until they're crispy and brown, boiling them for too long until the yolk turns a disturbing grayish-green, or scrambling them on high heat, these methods of preparation induce oxidation. This oxidation process leads to the formation of harmful compounds, with oxidized cholesterol being particularly concerning. Why does this matter? Because it has been linked to chronic inflammation and a greater risk of heart disease, something many of us are already vulnerable to as we age. Overcooked eggs don't just look unappetizing, they also betray their original purpose of nourishing the body. If you've ever noticed a pungent sulfuric smell after boiling your eggs for too long, that's a red flag signaling that they've been overcooked. It happens because the sulfur in the egg whites reacts with the iron in the yolk, forming iron sulfide. While this doesn't make the egg dangerous to eat, it's a clear indication that the nutrient content has been compromised. In my opinion, it's heartbreaking to think about how something so healthy can lose so much of its goodness due to careless cooking. Over time, making this mistake repeatedly can contribute to long-term health problems, particularly for seniors who are already more susceptible to inflammation and chronic diseases. Take Robert, for example. At 76, Robert had been indulging in fried eggs every morning for years, thinking that crispy edges were the secret to better flavor. He couldn't have known that this habit was slowly affecting his health. After a while, he began to experience digestive discomfort and frequent heartburn. But the moment he discovered the dangers of oxidized cholesterol, he decided to change his ways. Instead of frying his eggs aggressively, he switched to soft scrambling them over lower heat. The change was remarkable. Within weeks, he noticed less bloating and felt more energized throughout the day. It's amazing how something as simple as cooking eggs the right way can turn a person's health around. It's a reminder of how much power we hold in our daily choices. Another grave consequence of overcooking eggs is the destruction of their key nutrients. Eggs are one of the best sources of vitamin B12, folate, and powerful antioxidants like lutein and zeaxanthin, which are crucial for supporting brain and eye health. But prolonged exposure to high heat robs the eggs of these life-enhancing nutrients, leaving you with little more than a shell of its former self. If you're relying on eggs as a regular source of nutrition, cooking them the right way is not just a good idea, it's essential. There is no point in eating something nutritious if you're not getting the full benefits from it. Here's the good news. You don't have to give up eggs entirely to avoid the risks of overcooking them. With a little awareness and care, you can preserve the nutritional value of your eggs. Cooking them at lower temperatures, whether through light boiling, poaching, or soft scrambling, helps retain their essential nutrients while reducing the formation of harmful compounds. Even when frying, using a gentle heat and avoiding overbrowning makes all the difference. These small adjustments can be transformative, ensuring that you're reaping the full benefits of your food without inadvertently exposing yourself to health risks. Number 2. Eating raw or undercooked eggs. There's this widespread belief that eating raw or undercooked eggs is the ultimate way to maximize nutrition. But what many don't realize is that it's a risky choice that can have serious health consequences. Yes, eggs are packed with protein, vitamins, and minerals, but eating them raw puts you at a high risk of contracting harmful bacteria like salmonella. For seniors, whose immune systems have weakened with age, this can turn into a life-threatening issue. What might be a mild illness for someone younger could easily spiral into a severe infection for an older adult. If you've ever enjoyed homemade mayonnaise, raw cookie dough, or a runny egg, you may have unwittingly exposed yourself to dangerous bacteria. While salmonella contamination is rare, it's far from a risk-free habit. The symptoms of salmonella infection can include fever, stomach cramps, diarrhea, and dehydration. Symptoms that can quickly become severe for older adults, requiring hospitalization in extreme cases. It's terrifying to think that something as seemingly harmless as a raw egg could lead to so much pain and discomfort, especially when all it takes to avoid the risk is proper cooking. Take Margaret's story, for example. She's 68, and for years, she had been starting every morning with a raw egg smoothie, believing it was the best way to absorb all the nutrients her body needed. One day, though, Margaret found herself suffering from intense stomach pain and nausea that lasted for days. After seeing her doctor, she was diagnosed with salmonella poisoning. The shock of learning that the very thing she thought was helping her, raw eggs, was causing her so much harm was a hard pill to swallow. After switching to fully cooked eggs, she never had another issue. It's a painful lesson learned, but one that could have been avoided by making a small change in how she prepared her eggs. But that's not all. Raw eggs contain a compound called avidin, which binds to biotin, a crucial B vitamin that supports metabolism, nerve function, and healthy skin and hair. When you eat eggs raw, avidin prevents your body from absorbing biotin properly. Over time, this could lead to biotin deficiency, which can manifest as hair loss, skin issues, and overall fatigue. Cooking eggs deactivates avidin, allowing your body to absorb all the essential nutrients without interference. It's a simple but powerful reason to cook your eggs properly and to avoid the raw egg trend that's so often glorified in health circles. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Some people argue that raw eggs from organic or free-range sources are safer, but the truth is, any egg, regardless of how it was raised, can carry bacteria. No matter how clean they look or how fancy the packaging is, the best way to protect yourself is by ensuring your eggs are fully cooked. Scrambled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, and poached eggs, cooked until both the whites and yolks are firm, are all safe options. If you crave runny yolks, using pasteurized eggs can reduce the risk, but remember, cooking them thoroughly is the safest and most reliable choice. Don't let a trendy idea risk your health. It's just not worth it. Number 3. Storing cooked eggs improperly. It's easy to overlook the importance of properly storing cooked eggs. After all, who hasn't left a plate of scrambled eggs on the counter, thinking, it's just eggs, they'll be fine? However, the reality is far more concerning than many of us realize. Improper storage doesn't just ruin a meal. It can turn what was once a healthy, nutritious dish into a breeding ground for harmful bacteria. It breaks my heart to think about how many people, especially older adults, unknowingly jeopardize their health by ignoring the simple rules of food safety. I can only imagine how devastating it must feel for someone to fall ill, especially as they get older, all because of something that could have been easily avoided. When cooked eggs are left out at room temperature for too long, or when they aren't stored properly, they become a serious risk. It's alarming how quickly bacteria can multiply in warm environments. And once eggs reach the dangerous temperature range between 40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, harmful pathogens such as Salmonella, Listeria, and E. coli can begin to grow in just a matter of hours. This issue is even more critical for seniors, whose immune systems may not be as resilient as they once were. The truth is that foodborne illnesses are far more dangerous for older adults than for younger individuals, and the consequences can be devastating. We owe it to ourselves and our loved ones to ensure that our food is stored correctly, especially when something as simple as cooked eggs can have such an impact. I think many of us have been guilty of thinking, "I'll eat it anyway," after leaving a plate of scrambled eggs on the counter for hours. But let me tell you, that could be a grave mistake. The longer eggs sit out, the greater the likelihood that they'll become infected with harmful bacteria. It's not just about avoiding a stomach ache either. It's about protecting ourselves from the real dangers of foodborne illnesses. These bacteria can be insidious, lurking quietly until they make us seriously ill. And let's face it, it's not just about the risk of illness, it's about quality of life. None of us want to deal with the pain and discomfort of food poisoning, especially when it could have been prevented by taking just a little extra care in the kitchen. Take George, a 72-year-old man, for example. George, like many of us, loved the convenience of cooking a large batch of scrambled eggs at the beginning of the week. It saved him time, and he thought he was being efficient. But he kept feeling miserable, stomach cramps, nausea, the whole lot, and it took a few too many uncomfortable experiences before he realized what was going on. His eggs weren't stored properly. They were kept in a loosely covered container in the fridge, and after a few days, the bacteria had begun to thrive. It wasn't until he made the switch to airtight containers and started making smaller batches that the stomach troubles disappeared. This is such a simple change, yet it made all the difference for George, and it could do the same for anyone. Another mistake people often make is ignoring the risk of cross-contamination. It's easy to assume that once something's cooked, it's immune to bacteria. But that's not the case, especially when it comes to eggs. If you store them near raw meat, unwashed vegetables, or any other contaminated foods, cooked eggs can easily absorb harmful bacteria. I can't stress enough how important it is to store eggs, and all perishable foods, properly, in airtight containers, and far away from raw or contaminated items. The risks of contamination are real, and once those bacteria latch on, they can do real harm. And we just don't want to be taking that kind of risk, not when we have the power to prevent it. Reheating eggs is another often overlooked issue. If you've ever microwaved leftover eggs, only to find them rubbery and unpleasant, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's frustrating, isn't it? But there's more to it than just bad texture. Overheating eggs can strip away nutrients, which only makes it worse. It's heartbreaking to think that something we've cooked to nourish ourselves could lose so much of its value just because we're not careful with reheating. But don't worry, there is a better way. Instead of using the microwave, which tends to leave eggs dry and unappetizing, try gently reheating them on the stove over low heat. Add a little bit of water or broth to keep them moist and delicious. If you must use a microwave, heat them in short intervals and stir occasionally to maintain a better texture. It's a small effort, but it's worth it for both your health and your taste buds. At the end of the day, proper storage of cooked eggs isn't just about avoiding inconvenience. It's about protecting your well-being and making sure that every meal you eat is not only delicious but also safe. Let's take responsibility for our food and make sure we're doing everything we can to stay healthy. After all, when it comes to something as simple as cooked eggs, it's the small choices that have the power to make the biggest difference. Number 4. Using damaged or expired eggs. One of the most careless mistakes we can make when it comes to our health is consuming eggs that are cracked, expired, or improperly stored. While eggs may look perfectly fine on the outside, appearances can be deceiving. If an egg has passed its prime or has even a small crack in the shell, it can harbor dangerous bacteria like Salmonella, putting our health at serious risk. This is especially crucial for older adults, whose immune systems have weakened over the years. As we age, our bodies become less capable of defending against infections that younger individuals might be able to bounce back from. This means that something as seemingly innocent as an egg can quickly become a health hazard. I know many of us have been there, standing in front of the fridge, eyeing those eggs and wondering, are these still good? Trust me, you're not alone. It's easy to rely on the expiration date printed on the carton, but that number is not always as accurate as we think. Eggs can spoil before that date, or, on the flip side, last a bit longer if they've been stored properly. But how do we know for sure? The answer is simple. The water test. Just place an egg in a bowl of cold water. If it sinks and lies flat, it's fresh. If it stands upright, it's still safe but should be used soon. And if it floats? Well, it's best to just throw it out, as that's a clear sign of spoilage. It's a small step that can make all the difference in keeping us safe. Take Evelyn's story as a powerful reminder. She's 74 years old, careful about what she eats, and always considers herself vigilant in her food choices. But there was one thing she had never given much thought to: checking the eggs before cracking them open. One morning, she broke an egg into her frying pan and immediately noticed a strange, sour smell wafting up. Yet, she brushed it off, deciding to cook it anyway. Hours later, her stomach was in turmoil. Nausea, stomach cramps, everything pointed to food poisoning. After a visit to the doctor, it was confirmed that bathing egg had made her sick. The shock of that experience changed her routine for good. From then on, Evelyn performed the water test every time she used eggs. The peace of mind she gained from this small but vital check has kept her safe and healthy ever since. But it's not just about the condition of the eggs when you bring them home. How eggs are handled before they even reach your kitchen is just as important. If they've been stored improperly at any point, whether at the store, during transit, or even in your fridge, they can develop condensation. This moisture creates the perfect breeding ground for harmful bacteria. That's why it's essential to always store your eggs in the coldest part of your fridge, far from the door where temperature fluctuations are more common. It's a simple thing, but it can go a long way in preserving the egg safety. Cracked eggs, too, are a hidden danger that's easy to overlook. Even if an egg seems perfectly fine when you buy it, tiny hairline cracks can allow bacteria to seep in. If you happen to find a cracked egg in your carton, don't take a chance. Toss it out. The same goes for eggs that smell off or have any discoloration. These are unmistakable signs that the egg has gone bad, and the risk just isn't worth it. I can't emphasize this enough. Our health is precious. Simple habits like checking eggs before using them and properly storing them can make all the difference in avoiding unnecessary illness. It's not just about food safety. It's about taking care of ourselves and making sure that every bite we take nourishes our body instead of harming it. The small steps, like doing the water test or tossing that cracked egg, can add up to a life well lived and free from avoidable risks. Number 5. Combining eggs with unhealthy cooking oils. When it comes to preparing eggs, one of the most common yet often overlooked mistakes people make is using the wrong type of cooking oil. Eggs are undeniably packed with essential nutrients, high-quality protein, healthy fats, and vitamins. But the oil you choose to cook them in can truly make or break the meal. It's easy to assume that any oil will do, but the reality is that the wrong choice can turn a healthy meal into one that promotes inflammation and increases long-term health risks. I believe this is a critical point many people simply don't think about. We put so much focus on the food itself, but we often overlook the oils we use, not realizing that they can be a silent threat to our health. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Many individuals don't realize the harm that certain oils, especially highly processed vegetable oils, can cause when heated. These oils break down at high temperatures, creating harmful compounds that can silently damage our bodies over time. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? Oils like margarine, vegetable oil, and other refined seed oils, soybean, corn, or canola oil, are often used without a second thought. But they contain trans fats and oxidized lipids, which are terrible for our health. These unhealthy fats don't just sit idly in your body. They can trigger inflammation, heart disease, and even cognitive decline as we age. Trans fats, unlike natural fats, are foreign to our bodies. They disrupt normal cellular function and, over time, this leads to irreversible damage. And it's not just a theory. Look at Frank, a 78-year-old man who had been cooking his eggs in vegetable oil for years, never once questioning it. He thought oil was oil, right? It was only after learning about the dangers of processed oils that he decided to make a change. He switched to healthier options like butter and olive oil, and within a few short weeks, he noticed a difference. He felt less sluggish after meals, and his digestion improved significantly. He hadn't changed what he ate, just how he prepared it. That simple shift was an eye-opener for him. It wasn't about drastic changes. It was about making a small, thoughtful adjustment that ultimately transformed how he felt day after day. Another important thing to consider is the smoke point of cooking oils, which is the temperature at which oils begin to break down and release harmful compounds. Many vegetable oils have low smoke points, which means they become unstable at high heat, producing free radicals. These free radicals are dangerous. They damage cells and speed up the aging process. If you cook your eggs on high heat using these oils, you could unknowingly be introducing oxidative stress into your body, and that can wreak havoc on your overall health. This is where the change in mindset comes in. Choose oils that stay stable under heat. Butter, ghee, coconut oil, and extra virgin olive oil are all fantastic choices for cooking eggs. Not only do they remain stable at high temperatures, but they also provide beneficial nutrients that support brain health, heart function, and overall well-being. And if you're looking for a lighter option, avocado oil is an excellent choice. It has a high smoke point and a healthy balance of monounsaturated fats that your body will appreciate. The real takeaway here is that it's not just about what you eat, but how you prepare it. Eggs can be one of the healthiest and most nutritious foods you eat, but if you cook them with the wrong oil, you're negating all of their goodness. A simple change in your cooking habits can lead to a huge difference in your long-term health. It's a change that's worth making, especially considering how easy it is to implement. Now that we've covered these 5 mistakes, take a moment to reflect. How have you been preparing and eating eggs? Eggs are such an affordable, versatile, and incredibly nutritious food, but small details in how they're cooked, stored, and handled can determine whether they support your health or unknowingly put you at risk. The good news is that avoiding these mistakes isn't complicated at all. Once you make these simple changes, you can start enjoying eggs in a way that truly benefits your body. If you've been overcooking your eggs, try lowering the heat. This will preserve the nutrients and help avoid harmful oxidation. If you've been eating them raw or undercooked, consider switching to fully cooked eggs to reduce the risk of foodborne illness. Proper storage is key. Keep cooked eggs refrigerated and handle them carefully to prevent bacteria growth. And here's a tip. If you've never checked for cracks or expiration dates, it's worth taking a moment to inspect your eggs before cooking them. A quick water test can help ensure they're fresh and safe to eat. Finally, always use the right cooking oil. This one step can make all the difference in helping you avoid unnecessary inflammation while still enjoying the nutritional benefits of your meal. Your body is your greatest asset, and the food you feed it has a profound impact on how you feel, how you age, and how well you live. Making smarter choices in your meal preparation can transform your energy, digestion, and health. It's not about giving up eggs. It's about enjoying them in a way that maximizes their benefits and minimizes the risks. This small change could be one of the most important steps toward embracing a healthier, happier life. It's never too late to start making better choices. Your future self will thank you. As we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned today. We've uncovered how simple changes in the way you prepare your eggs can have a lasting impact on your health. From choosing the right cooking oils to understanding the importance of proper storage and cooking techniques, these small adjustments can make a world of difference. So, what stood out to you the most? What is one thing you've learned today that you're excited to bring into your life? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below sharing one lesson you'll be taking away and putting into practice. And remember, if you enjoyed this video, please leave your comment, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.